Dilemma time.
Woo! Back again. Pew, 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 back again.
I just love this segment. Am I the asshole? What? Am I the asshole for refusing to go to my friend's boyfriend's party after
Hold
she
on. My friend's boyfriend's party. Sorry.
After she demanded to approve my outfit. Do you know what?
Don't even read it.
Don't even read it.
You're not too.
You're mad. You're mad. Oh.
It was going to be between this dilemma and another one, but I think that this one is...
This is crazy. Go ahead, man, because I don't know what the heck is going on.
Okay. My friend Kate has a boyfriend, Jamie, whom she's been with for nearly 3 years. We met Jamie on a night out. And I would say that although he's Kate's boyfriend, I consider him a friend. We share an interest in a particular sport that we text about sometimes. And if I have a spare hospitality ticket to one of the sporting fixtures, I will sometimes invite Jamie to go.
That's nice.
Jamie's 30th is coming up and Jamie and Kate planned a big party and I helped them out with the logistics when asked. A few days ago, Kate texted me. She asked if I wouldn't mind toning down my look for the party and if I could send her a picture of what I was planning to wear.
She couldn't even use style.
Is that what you're wearing?
Very direct. We love a direct babe.
Oh, God. Is that what she said?
No.
Oh.
That's my own 2 pence.
Don't kill me.
I asked her what she meant by this and after asking several times if she really had to say it, she asked if I could dress verbatim, basically what I would consider frumpy, because she really didn't want to be outshone at her boyfriend's birthday party. When I didn't reply right away, she went on to say that she really wanted Jamie's full attention that night, which she wouldn't get if I showed up dressed properly. I was a bit annoyed by what she was implying. So I said if I was going to be so much of a concern for her, I'd rather just politely decline the invitation. Kate freaked out, saying I was being immature by not coming just because I couldn't steal the spotlight. I said it wasn't about that. It was about her making me responsible for whether or not I draw her boyfriend's attention, which is something I've never tried to do nor done as far as I'm aware. She then said it was really important to Jamie that I stand out because his friends and colleagues would be there. I just told her again that if she was so worried I was going to be distracting everyone, I'd rather not come than feel humiliated from now until the event. I said I would send her Jamie's gift and she could tell him why I wasn't coming. I guess she didn't tell him the reason because Jamie messaged me saying he knows I'm booked for the night for the party.
Jesus.
But he'd really like it if I could be there and asked if I could reorganize so I could come. Wow. I hadn't replied, but I got a message from Kate saying she knows Jamie's trying to get me to come to the party and please could I just put my pride aside and come to the party. I asked if she was going to ditch the outfit policing and she said no. So I said I wasn't coming. She didn't reply, but I've since received multiple texts from mutual friends saying while her request is ridiculous, Kate is aware of, she's just desperate to be seen in a certain type of way. And even if it's pathetic, I would probably feel the same way if I was in her shoes.
No.
Other friends I've told who don't know Kate say I should not bow to the pressure and she's nuts for even asking. And I don't disagree with them. But also I feel really bad for skipping Jamie's birthday as he asked me specifically that if I could come. So should I be going? Do you guys want to hear the update or do you want to jump? Or like,
should we say our views now?
Yeah, say your views and then I'll say the update.
I think it's childish and it sounds like something's going on in that relationship. Maybe the guy is feeling the babe or like she's obviously jealous of the friend in some capacity. I feel like if it's if it's an important friendship to you, then probably just firm it, but like have words with her. Like just explain to her that like, you don't appreciate blah, blah, blah. But if you don't want to go, then don't go. Like she doesn't have to go. Like I understand why she wouldn't want to go, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think there's even much to say that. I think it's crazy. Like I'm actually just deep in it's actually crazy. Like forget about boyfriend and girlfriend. I know that this is a scenario, but like even when people think about like birthday occasions where it's just like, some girls when it's their birthday, it's like, oh, like I need to be the best looking. I need to have the best dress there. And if you need to have the best dress there, then get the best dress that you know that no one can compete with. If that's really your motive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, don't start policing other people, telling them what they can and can't wear. Like, I don't know. I just think this whole like, oh, I need to look the best, all that sort of thing. Like, I don't know. What does that do for you? If you're actually like secure in your relationship, like and you're just there to
You could wear.
You could be wearing
rags,
absolutely nothing,
boy.
and you're like, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's not even your party. Like it's actually your boyfriend's party. So what kind of limelight do you need to be in? Like unless, like, do you know what I mean? If you want to actually be on his level, then be on his level and match. Just because someone else's dress is doing something doesn't mean that people are now going to be deviating their eyes towards them. It's clear you have like a proper insecure mindset, and you just like it's sad. It's sad, but there's a lot of women that are like this, you know.
Yeah,
a lot.
I was gonna say that when I was in America, my auntie told me that I don't know whether she went to a wedding or whether she went to a birthday party or she heard about this story. One lady got sued for outdressing the birthday girl.
Jesus Christ, sued.
Got sued.
Sued.
Yeah, I think the
Not
judge.
legal
I think the
action.
judge actually like threw out the case, but
Of course.
even
what
with
kind
the
of case
judge,
is that?
even with the judge throwing out the case, there's still lawyer fees.
God.
Just because the judge
of
throws out
course.
the case, there's
Yes,
still.
of course.
So can you imagine, like, people will actually go to those lengths just because
That's ridiculous.
you feel like someone like, and apparently like they were abusing the birthday girl, and like her friends were like abusing the girl at the party and was like, telling her like, you need to leave. Like, why would you dress like this? Blah blah blah. The babe ended up leaving.
That's crazy. I'm sorry. I know we're going to go back to scenario, but let me just give a little bit of like a different one. So imagine like it's a wedding. You know how the protocol is on a wedding, you don't typically wear white.
Yeah.
But let's say someone actually did come to like a wedding, like literally in like what you would call a wedding gown. Now, it's not that I think that they're trying to outstage or outshow, but you know where it's like your common sense has not been applied here. In those scenarios, what are you thinking?
I would hope anyone that I would invite wouldn't go to.
But let's say
those
it's a
lengths.
plus one that you've obviously said.
I feel like that's more embarrassing for the person than it is for
Yeah,
you.
that's just, I don't know. I don't think I would tell the person to leave.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell the person to leave, but
Yeah.
I would just be looking at them sideways.
Yeah, I just think that's exactly what I was going to say. It's like, even in that scenario where actually the attention should really be on you because it's your wedding day. By then it's your wedding day, so people are going to be looking at you. People aren't going to be looking at
that's
you.
what I'm
Yeah,
going to say.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
at the end of the
People aren't
day,
looking
people
at
are not going to be
anybody
looking at
else.
her.
That's
Like,
my
they're going to be
point.
looking at her like, why
What are
would
you doing?
Yeah.
Which is why I feel like it's
But-
more embarrassing for
Yeah.
her.
Exactly, which is why in this scenario, I'm just like, look, at the end of the day, no one's really checking. People are there to celebrate your boyfriend's birthday. People aren't going to now suddenly forget about your boyfriend, forget about you, and just focus on the girl because she looks nice.
She clearly just doesn't like the relationship that
her
her
boyfriend
friend has with her boyfriend.
Damn.
And like, whatever, each their own, maybe that's justified. I don't know, because obviously I don't know these people. But then take that up with your boyfriend. Why are you going to your friend? And also, like I said earlier, like, use ginger. Like, how are you going to be like, oh, by the way, don't wear anything red? You could have been like, oh, I'm thinking about wearing this. What are you wearing? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, anyway, this girl, she just...
Maybe if you're trying to do
Are you
that.
guys ready for the update?
So yeah, maybe if you're trying to do that.
It's weird.
That's a
but
bit
yeah,
weird,
The
bruv.
whole thing is weird.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
But go ahead, give us the update.
Okay, so because obviously she posted this on Reddit, so she was like, first of all, thank you everyone for the advice. Most responses were not what I was expecting, and it really gave me a lot to think about. As surprised I was that so many people said to tell Jamie, I did realize it was the right thing to do, so I texted him and told him that Kate was insisting I dressed a certain way. Jamie called and explained, a couple months ago, Jamie and Kate were out with a few of his friends. These same friends that I mentioned in my comments are not fond of not fond of Kate.
Okay.
And
Girlfriend.
his friends are not fond of
his girl.
Kate, yeah. And everyone had a lot to drink. They were talking about how they met their significant others, and the story of Jamie and Kate meeting came up. Apparently, during the telling of the story, Kate asked Jamie why he decided to hit on her rather than me, because I think when he originally met Kate, they were together. So apparently during the telling of the story, Kate asked Jamie why he decided to hit on her rather than me. And one of his friends, joked that it was because he knew he didn't have a shot with the hot one, me. Kate asked if this was true, and Jamie, having had way too much to drink, explained in the way that made it sound like it was kind of true. Mensha. He said he did notice me that night and thought I was attractive just seeing me. He said he would never have approached me because he knew he would never have a chance with someone like me. So in a way, his friend was right. I think this situation is actually like really real because there are some men that will find women attractive but be like,
she's out my league.
She's not even gonna give me the time of day.
Mm.
So he said that he was speaking to Kate. He said that speaking to Kate was absolutely the best outcome because he loves her and plans on spending the rest of his life with her.
Mm-hmm.
But even knowing this, Kate has taken it extremely hard. And even though she says she's over it, he's noticed changes in her behavior that seem to be related to that. He also admitted that he'd been planning to propose to Kate at the party, and that is why he wanted me to be there. But after hearing this on top of the way that she's been handling the situation previously, he won't be doing that anymore.
Jesus, you just how you block your own blessing, child.
After speaking to Jamie, I called Kate. She admitted that she had tied a lot of her self-worth into the fact that she'd finally been picked over me, and now it felt like it wasn't true. She apologized for trying to solve her insecurities through me, but also said she wasn't sure she would be able to have me in her life as much as I had been with the way that she's been feeling. As hurt as I was, I said I understood. She said that she still wanted me to come to the party since I helped organize it, and she obviously dropped the absurd dress code. So I will be going to the party. I trust that Kate will communicate her boundaries to Jamie, but I don't plan on inviting him to any more events for the foreseeable future. I'm really sad that I've probably lost a long-time friend over the drunken awkwardness of other people. But I also get that Kate can't help how she feels. And frankly, it's not the best. Frankly, it's for the best not to be in a secret competition. So yeah, I'm hurt. But I'm going to the party. Not a satisfying update, but an honest one. Then there was a further update that's very small, very small. She was like so obviously people have been commenting and things like that. She was like,
Reddit, I need to find myself there.
Right.
Going through these comments has really brought up a couple of memories that have, in hindsight, made me a bit uncomfortable. And I actually don't think I will end up going to the party. As much as the mutual friends will have questions and I don't know how much of the truth I will end up telling, I feel too weird right now to continue to be involved in this situation. Which I think is fair. Like, if you feel like there's no point in putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation when the friends that were doing all the drunken night are going to be like, you're just going to feel uncomfortable. But yeah, that was
you don't know what they're going to be on that day as well, boy.
Exactly. And that was like, oh, you're the one that got away, blah, blah, blah. You know how these men are and all that stuff.
This is just going back to, I don't even know how many weeks ago this was now, but the whole, your man's friends are not your friends, child. Because I don't understand why you would put your male friend in a position like that in front of his girlfriend, drink or no drink. Like, I just feel like it's so degrading, number one. And it's quite misogynistic as well, to be fair. Yeah. But it's just so sad because he obviously loves this girl. Like, obviously the initial way that they met was like, you know, not necessarily the best, but like, at the end of the day, they've obviously built a life together. They've built a really strong relationship. They love each other. He wants to propose and stuff. And now all of that, well, not all of it's been taken away, but some things are just better left unsaid. Do you know what I mean? And you don't need to know everything. I feel like now that she obviously knows that, has the context of why he actually like moved to her, like she obviously feels a bit insecure. And to be honest, you can't even really blame her for it, to be fair.
Yeah. Boy, I don't know. When I read that, I was like, damn, like
that's peak, man.
That is a sticky situation.
I don't know why, but maybe because I just haven't actually been in that scenario, I actually just can't talk on it. But like, I've never really like felt jealous of a friend based on physical things. Now, like, for example, like, okay, there might be a babe that has like a big nyash. I'm like, oh, rah, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not because it's my friend. That's just generally like anyone has a nyash. I'm like, oh, do you know what I mean? But when I'm your friend, though, I don't look at you and think, oh, you have it, I'm jealous of you. It's normally when it's like other people, like as in like, it's like external people that aren't my friend. But when I have a relationship like with someone, how can you start using those things as a way to like be jealous? I don't know. I find that weird.
I don't know. I feel like in this scenario, I understand where she's coming from. She wasn't jealous of her friend before, but now she's heard that her boyfriend.
No, but she said that she was, the fact that the reason why she was even like more hurt is because she felt like she had finally been picked out of her and her friend.
Or was it out of her and her friend? Or was it
but
just
that's basically what she...
Out of her and her friend that she was the first person that the guy approached.
Oh, snap.
That's what I'm trying to say. So it's been something that she's kind
that means
of...
it's deep-rooted then.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's why she's saying that she don't feel like...
I don't think that's that uncommon.
No, but see, that's the thing. I've never really looked at physical stuff like that. Like, oh, like when we're out, my friend always gets moved to and I don't. I maybe because I haven't really analyzed the situation enough to realize that could even be the case.
Yeah.
But like, I don't, it's not my reality. I've never really felt like that. Like, I get it if I'm looking at it from someone that's not even my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, right, they always get moved to out. Like, but then when it's your own friend, it's like, how can you be like, oh, right, they always get moved to? Like, are you, like, I don't understand. I don't know. It's just, it's a weird... dynamic.
It is a weird dynamic.
Sorry, guys, we're on live, Instagram live. So if you see bitches
waving like a lunatic,
I'm so done. But yeah, no, I just think it's mad. Like I've just never been in that scenario. But again, if you're telling me that it's common, then it's common, isn't it? But
it's actually. I feel like, well, when I say it's common, I don't mean like, oh yeah, it happens in every friendship. Obviously, it doesn't. But I just feel like it's not far fetched, and I've definitely seen it play out before.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not even people won't say that they're jealous of their friends.
Yeah.
But you can tell in the way that some people move, the way they speak about their friends and stuff. I've heard some things.
Give me some things. I know that.
I've heard like the reason you get guys is because you're light skinned. Like I've heard that before. And
wait, you've heard what?
The reason why you get guys because you're light skinned,
or like you won't get it because you're light skinned. Like
okay, damn,
that's
that
a bit
you won't
different.
get it. No, but that you won't get it was coming from the point of like, oh, like I don't necessarily feel like attractive, but you won't ever understand because you're light skinned. And like, I'm not trying to say that light skinned people don't have privileges because they absolutely do, and they are the preferred.
Yeah,
amongst the black community, most guys do prefer lighter skinned women, and obviously I know that firsthand because obviously I'm darker skinned. But I feel like to just put that on someone, there's an ounce of jealousy there. Yeah. You can't tell me that you're not slightly jealous. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've definitely, child, what the heck? There's some of my friends who have beautiful 4 or 3B, 3C, whatever they call that hair. I'm thinking, child. No. As in, I have 4C, but they have like 3A. And in my head, I'm thinking, child, I wish I could have had that hair. Like,
but then that's not. But that's different. That's not what
I don't really think that's
about here.
jealousy.
That's not jealousy. That's not like,
I think
my God, like, why? Like,
maybe
like, I'm so happy that someone has now picked me with my 4C. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not.
That's
kind
of different.
That's different. It's mad. It's mad.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, I feel like understanding that people have advantages here, like you just said, like privileges here, all that. Cool, I get it. But then to say that, oh, like I'm happy that. Look, I'm chosen. Like I'm the chosen one. Like,
no, but I don't know. I just feel like some women just do have that experience where, like, maybe in this case, it sounds like that is just her lived experience in that between her and Jade. What's the name of the girl? Kate and Jade, or whatever the other baby's name was. Like Jade is just the highest standard of beauty, and like men do approach her first. And I guess that is true from when her own boyfriend was thinking, child, that girl was out of my league. Let me go for the level B. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, there's some truth.
Mad,
there is some truth in it.
But to be fair, I'm actually deep in it. If my man said to me that, oh yeah, like I don't go for
how would you not be feeling away?
I'd be feeling away, but I won't be feeling away about my friend. Like, it wouldn't affect my friendship with my friend. It would affect my view on you and the fact that, like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't look at my friend and be like...
some people don't know how to deal with their insecurities. Like, if I was feeling that way, and by the way, I feel like that's a very valid feeling to have, and just thinking like, oh, damn, like, she's obviously going to come. She's going to be looking fantastic. Like, we're human. Like, that's fair that you have those...
I've never felt that way before. I don't think that's...
I've never felt that way before either. But what I'm saying is, like, if that is her reaction, we can't say that, like, she's wrong for having that reaction. That is her feelings, though, like, she's human or whatever. And she's been obviously completely honest and open with them.
Yeah.
I just feel like if you're having those feelings about your friend, you should be trying to work on that. Like, you should be trying to work on yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I would never put it on my friend. And I would never, like, ultimately lose a friendship because of that. Like, chat, I don't play with my friends anyway.
I think that
so I can never.
I think that their friendship might not be genuine in the sense that you should feel secure in your friendships. And if you feel like, I think we've spoken about it before, where feeling jealous isn't a bad.
It's not a bad.
Thing.
Yeah,
I think we
it's
said
not a bad
that,
emotion. It's just about
it's just about how you deal with it and what you do with that information.
Yeah.
So I think that if is it Kate? Is it Kate? Yeah. If Kate feels like she's in like I think Jade even used the term silent competition.
Yeah.
Then you shouldn't really be friends, because being friends with someone isn't a competition. Like, oh, one up. Oh, you got this guy, I'm going to get them. Like, it's not a competition. And I've been in situations where definitely I could be jealous of like some of the way my friends look, like in terms of like weight and things like that. But sometimes you have to believe in your source.
Yeah. Ciao.
Exactly.
Do you know what I
mean?
You
have to believe in your source.
I feel like that
you've been low. You've been, there's times you've been low and then you're like, you feel like, maybe I'm too dark, I'm too big, my ears are too big, like all of that stuff. But trust me, there are guys out there that love the big ears. There are guys out there that love the big ears.
Believe in your source. And it's actually, I'm so grateful because I've never obviously I'm dark skinned, but I've never even considered bleaching. Like, child, that's never even been on my mind. God nothing like that has never. But I'm like the darkest person in all of my friendships. But child, I love my dark skin. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Believe in your source, honey. Believe in your source. Literally. Child, I be wearing those bright colours. My skin be glowing, glistening.
No, honestly. Do
you know what I mean? I don't give a heck. Like,
honestly,
I feel like, which is why when you were reading that scenario, I said therapy. And I wasn't just saying that to like be shady, but like genuinely, that is something that you need to like work on.
Would you say for Kate to work on, or Kate and Jamie?
No,
to go?
Kate.
So you don't feel like, okay, I guess
because she's
Kate.
The one, like, he's obviously moved past it. Like, he obviously doesn't care about it anymore.
Yeah.
It's actually Kate that has the issue with it. So I just feel like if that's the case, then you should be taking. There are certain things, right? There are certain feelings and emotions that you have that I don't think you should be sharing with your friends. Like, if you felt that way about your friend, do not tell them. Yeah. That's not for them to know. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Tell a therapist, like, I was going to even say third party. Don't even do that because people be chatting. Tell a therapist that is bound by the law. Like,
that's why in the previous episode, I was like, sometimes offloading everything isn't.
No,
offloading everything to your friend isn't necessary.
Yeah.
Go and seek help. Yeah. Go to a therapist. Like, that's what these people are paid to do.
Literally, that's what their whole career.
They are paid to listen to your thing. Facts. I've gone to therapy before, and when I say it was one of the best things I have ever been to, because you're getting an opinion from a third party specialist that doesn't have a bias about anything. Yes. They don't know you. They're coming to you with they're coming to you with fresh ears.
Yeah.
They don't have any preconceived notions about anybody that you're talking with.
Yeah.
So there's that as well. So I just definitely feel like you shouldn't offload too much. Do you understand?
Yeah, for sure.
That's a fact, baby.
Yeah, interesting. Good
dilemma.
Well done,
I told you my segments be coming hard.
Period.
They're coming hard.
I'm so done. But anyways, welcome back, guys, to another episode of the BTS podcast. It's your girls, Beatrice,
Tammy,
and Sharon, and welcome back.
We're back again, y'all. Another Monday, another week. You know how it goes?
You know how it goes, baby.
For real. I guess let's jump straight to Song of the Week.
Yes.
Do you guys have any songs you want to add?
Actually, you do.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I've been listening to more Christian music. Recently.
Hallelujah and praise the Lord.
Okay, I've been listening to more Christian music recently, and I came across this like Christian R&B artist on TikTok. Well, somebody like had it playing in the background of their video, and I was like, that song sounds kind of good, whatever. And his name is Stevie Rizzo, and he has so many good songs, but the one that I'm gonna pick is Powerful, and I love that song.
Nice. TikTok be putting people on, man. I can't even lie. Proper good. My song that I'm going to add is Night Bag by Ling Hustle. I've heard of her. She's a UK artist. Yeah, she's a UK artist. I just thought, it was a nice song. I heard it again, I think, on TikTok. I think it was actually on her own TikTok. She had her song in the background. I was like, what nice song. What song is this? And I realised it's actually her song.
Oh.
But no, it was
I've
good.
got a song saved by her here.
Oh, really? On what album?
I've got One Reason album.
Okay, no, it's definitely not the album I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah.
Okay.
So the song I'm adding is Night Bag by Ling Hustle. So yeah, we'll add those two. Tammy, are you adding something or no?
No.
All right, cool. So we'll add those two songs to our Spotify and Apple Music playlist. Make sure you guys check it out so you guys can vibe with us as well. Cool. Okay. Let's round up with the topic of the week. So,
sorry.
No, let's
I'm
round
just
up.
laughing at the fact that you said round up after we just said hello. But yeah, carry on.
I know, right? But you know what I mean? It is what it is. Okay, cool. So basically, I don't even know how to like bring this in, but I'm just gonna jump straight into it. I know that like when we restarted the podcast, we missed the month of February, basically, which is obviously like Valentine's Day. I know like normally we always be doing our reflections about why am I single, what's going on here, what's going on there. But we couldn't do that, you know what I mean? Not saying that we need to...
I'm so glad we didn't.
I'm not trying to relive it, but
Damn.
I wanted us to talk about some part of it. And actually we hinted at it a little bit when we were talking about one of the, you know, what was it, one of the dilemmas about, you know, when you want to go into a relationship with somebody, like, should you love them before you go into a relationship with them, etc., etc. But anyway,
that's not what we said. But yeah, come on.
Whether you should say, wait, you be in love with them, before
that's different.
you get into a relationship. Okay,
Oh,
cool.
brother.
Honestly. But anyway, so I wanted to talk about the idea, like just love in general. And I wanted to discuss, like, obviously we don't have a guy here, and maybe we'll have to revisit this again when like we've got someone that can come on and give their own two perspective. But basically, like, I was deeping, and I think I was hearing it from someone about like how men and women are like just naturally so different, like how we deal with like our emotional side. Like we just are wired differently, and sometimes, regardless of like how you can try to like reason with someone, there's just gonna be some differences that you're just gonna have to like learn about how the other gender deal with it. And they gave an example of like when you're younger, like even as like as ladies, like when the way that your parents like teach you how to, I don't know, receive love and like just deal with it is quite different to how it might be with a guy. And there was basically like this apparently it was like a social experiment or something with like young kids, and they were in a nursery and they separated the boys and the girls, sorry.
And girls grew up fast, boy. Women already.
Boy, you know what I mean? The first daughter syndrome, whatever that is. But anyway, so yeah, they had honestly, the boys and the girls, they were in the nursery, and basically I think they served them a piece of cake. And they put like a load of sugar in the cake, like unseen amounts to the fact that it was just not nice.
Hi.
So they gave them to the guys and they gave them to the girls. And then they said, okay, cool, tell us about this cake. Do you like the cake? And the way that the guys would be straight away so blank, like, this is not nice. Ew, I don't like it. Da, 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 da. But then a lot of, obviously some of the girls would do that. But then some of them would be like, yeah, something's a bit off. I'm not really sure. Do you know what I mean? And like, it just even talk about the way that we are like direct with things and the way like we, you know, express things. So anyway, taking that into consideration, I was just thinking like, oh yeah, like how different men and women are when it comes to even just like love and just talking about like that side of thing. And I wanted to ask a question. So like we, again, kind of touched on it when we talked about the whole George Clooney thing about, you know, whether a relationship should be easy, you know what I mean? Whether it should, you know, basically if it's easy, does it mean that it's good? If it's hard, does it mean that it's not? And we spoke about that. But then in terms of actual just like loving someone, do you think that there are some people out there that are just difficult to love?
Yes.
And if that's your, and when you give the answer, is it that you think that it's because you don't have the capacity to give them the right love that they need, or are they just blanket terms difficult to love? It's quite a tricky question. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts.
I think some people are difficult to love, but it might not. I don't necessarily think that it's because you don't have the capacity or the love that they require. That might be an aspect.
Okay.
But just focusing on the other person for now.
Yeah.
Some people just don't know how to receive love.
Yeah.
It's a foreign concept to them. So it might be that they're just not necessarily, not that they're not open to it, but they've never had to do it before. So it's like, it's just foreign, it's new, it's more difficult for you to do it because they don't have an example of it. Maybe like they haven't necessarily like come from a 2-parent household or like seen like romantic love displayed. And so the way that I think maybe just the fact that they've not seen it before or they don't receive it well might mean that it's more difficult for you to love them because they just haven't experienced it. That could be an example. I think like just obviously I'm watching Real Housewives of Potomac, but recently there was a scene with Giselle and her 3 daughters.
What season you're in?
Season 7 now, darlings. But this is season 6.
Okay.
And there was a scene with Giselle and her daughters, and she was saying like, "Oh, you guys are gonna have like boyfriends soon, blah blah blah." And Grace was like, "To be honest, it will be a bit difficult for us just because we actually don't know what a healthy romantic relationship is supposed to look like. Like you guys have been divorced for most of our lives. We don't really even remember you together. And then when you did get back together, rumors were flying. Obviously, she didn't say all of this, but I'm adding the extra context. But like rumors were flying. The guy was cheating again. It's just like, if our dad really loved our mum, like,
and he loves us, and he's still
and
willing
he
to
loves
do that.
us, and you're still. So it's like I don't even have like a good example of what that is supposed to look like. I feel like for them, it might be more difficult to love them, not because they're unlovable, but just because they're more shielded because they're a bit like, I'm not sure if I believe that you love me because my dad said he loved my mum and he'd been cheating on her. Do you get what I mean? So yeah.
That's a good
That's
example.
a very, very good example. What do you think, Tammy? Have you ever come across someone that you feel like, it's actually very difficult to like try and show you love?
Yeah, I think not in relationship, but like in a friendship, some people have I don't know how to word this, but like I don't think like some people in friendships are quite needy.
Okay.
And I think sometimes, how do I say this? Basically, I feel like some people in friendships, they're quite needy. Like an example of someone like they would tell me that for them to know that like I was still their friend and be friends with them, like they constantly needed like reassurance that like they needed to be spoken to every single day. And for me, it's like, okay, if that's their way of, that's okay, clearly to them, that's their way of feeling like they're being loved. But really and truly, I feel like that's not right. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't need to constantly, I don't know how to
That
explain
sounds like
it.
an anxious, like
you're always like worrying that, oh, maybe something is wrong, or you feel like do you understand? Like you always feel like there's something that's gone wrong, that oh, maybe you're not talking to me because X, Y, and Z. It's just like, no, it's just I don't really have anything to say. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if that might not answer your question.
No,
but,
it does.
But I just feel like, I think it's kind of a reverse in that person feels like that's the way that they need to be loved.
Yeah. But
If
it's
that
that,
makes
and this
sense.
is, but this is the thing though. But this is the thing I was going to say, that when you actually just think about love in itself, like love is a selfless act. It's something that is not done off of the benefit of yourself. You're doing it for that person. Do you know what I mean? And like, that's why I was thinking in my head, like, even though some people are difficult to love, and like everything that we go through in our life affects the way that we view things. So for example, like you just said about Giselle's children, they haven't experienced and seen something. But at the end of the day, like maybe actually I'm not the right person to give them that love if I feel like it's really draining me to be able to meet their needs. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know whether I can say that as a blanket term, they are hard to love. It's just that the love that they require, I just can't, I'm not the right person to do it. I don't know if you think that's the same
But
thing.
I feel like even the person who is the right person to do it is still gonna have to work as hard. Like, do you get what I mean? Like,
but why though? Because that for somebody else actually talking to every day might just be absolutely fine.
I think
you get
I
what I'm
was
trying to
thinking
say?
more about like my example.
Oh, about the
Because I'm just thinking, if that person keeps saying like, no, I just don't believe you love me. Like, even if you're doing all the right things, you're saying all the right things, and you're like, no, I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it.
Yeah.
It's not that the
person
person wasn't willing to put in the work. It's just that maybe like you said, kind of the level of like reassurance and blah, blah, blah required is a lot. Like it's more than normal because of the fact that they've not seen a healthy relationship before.
Yeah.
So I still feel like, without trying to make them sound like they're bad people, because they're not, like obviously we've all gone through separate things, and it informs the way that we are able to like receive love and stuff. But in some examples, in some situations, it is more difficult. I would say that it's harder for me to receive love now versus when I was younger and didn't really have much experience in dating, because obviously I've gone through some stuff, and now I'm a bit more guarded because I'm protecting my peace, and it's going to take a bit more. It's going to take a bit more, and it's going to take a bit longer for you to like get through to me.
Yeah,
doesn't mean that like I'm unlovable, but it just means that more work is required. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. It's true. Yeah, no, I was just, again, that's actually a very good angle to think about it, because when it comes to like baggage, because everyone's always like, oh yeah, like you shouldn't bring your baggage in. You shouldn't, like, do you know what I mean? Like, let other things in your life dictate how it goes in the future and all that sort of thing. But then I'm like, but that's what makes them. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not easy to just put a blanket term and just be like, yeah, like, nah, I'm gonna leave everything. Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
and I know that people use the term baggage, but I don't always think that it's baggage. Like, I think sometimes it is, but I think sometimes it's also just discernment. Like, as you grow older, like you become more privy to like certain things, and like you have more to lose. Do you get what I mean? Like, when you're younger, like, what do you really have to lose? You don't have much to lose. But when you're older, peace of mind, like, I feel like all of us, well, speaking for myself, but I guard that like heavily now. Like, do you know what I mean? Because it informs so many other things. Like, now I actually have to like show up for other people at a job. I didn't have that before. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I don't know. Yeah. I think sometimes it is baggage, but sometimes it's not baggage, it's just discernment.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good good outlook. But yeah, cool. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, as always, make sure you guys follow us on our socials. That's BTSpod_ on Instagram, on Twitter, and on TikTok. I have to actually think about the apps and envision the apps as I'm saying this. And then make sure you guys follow us on YouTube. That's the BTS podcast. And yeah, that's basically it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and all them things there. Comment, share.
All that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.